Things are changing here at Rise.
Things are really changing. This September will be the last weekend getaway. Why? We want to tell you. When we first started creating experiences, both of us had this desire to be a place where women could come to become more of themselves.
To transform and remember who they are. Transform, that's the change.
And I think we were both, I'll speak for myself, I was seeking it for myself.
You can speak for both of us.
Okay. I think that's part of it. We were both seeking that for ourselves because of what was going on in our lives, but also because we had touched those parts of ourselves through experiences that were transformational for us. And frankly, I just wanted to take pieces of all those and do my own version with you that was the best combination of all those things. So in a way, we built this for ourselves and for everyone. And for each other.
It's true. What I've learned is Tami and I are very meticulous about how we create the programming at Rise and what we want the actual pieces of the experiences to be.
Very intentional.
Very intentional, right.
I would say
meticulous.
You could say highly obsessive. But all around the intentionality.
It is. It's very intentional. That's always been the energy of Rise. As every year went on, every weekend getaway passed, I learned that the key element to the support that Rise offers in women becoming and transforming and remembering who they are is the sense of belonging that is offered when women come together with intention. And the intention is to support themselves, find support for themselves and each other, and to be able to just show up as they are. We always have said, come as you are, leave as you want to be. But showing up as you are and having a place to be able to do that no matter what age and stage and phase of your life. And just number one, just being able to do that. But then coming into a space where that feels welcomed by everyone around you, accepted no matter who you are, your background, and where you came from, with everyone having that same intention of support. It gives you that sense of belonging that I think we've really lost in the world in a lot of ways. So I've learned that the most powerful thing for being who you are and changing in your life is feeling that sense of belonging.
So interesting, because to me, those two things could oppose each other. To become more of who you are by being with others, you could say, to become more of myself, I need to get away and just be by myself and just focus on me. But what I think you're talking about and what I've witnessed in seeing people come together is the catalyzation.
Did you just make up that word?
The catalyzing of that process for yourself happens in supportive community. But I want to ask you, because you were talking about others, but we were starting with what have you learned? But that thing that what we want for others is what we feel for ourselves, and that's why it's powerful. We think these experiences, these things that are going on in our hearts and our minds are our own, and they're so universal.
Yes.
But speak to it for yourself and the sense of belonging. Have you felt more of a sense of being seen or more of a sense of belonging as a result of creating an intentional community?
Yeah, I think.
Say more.
Do say, I guess, when I'm like, that's how I feel, that's truly what everyone needs, is I should really just say, that's what I needed the most. And that's what I have received and learned is the most fundamental part of me, being able to feel like I can be myself and feel alive in this world and feel love. And
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
And what I have seen is that by you being yourself and doing these things in order to be yourself, you have truly made an impact on others. And that has been our shared vision because we both see that in other people. I've heard Rachel be told this, I know it's me too, that we both see in people them becoming more of who they are. Because when they do, the whole world benefits. Everyone has a unique way of being, and watching you, not just watching, being part of you becoming more of Rachel in many aspects of yourself, that has allowed you to then create what others have benefited from in ways we don't even know. Mm-hmm. I interrupted you, go on.
I think that, I sit here with you and I think about where I was 8 years ago, and it's like such a chunk of time. I was 30, I think. Mm-hmm. You were 45. Mm-hmm. I don't have to do the math for people of where we are now. But I was going through, I was at a point in my life where, again, everything was changing. I was going out on my own with a small child after being married for so long, and I didn't have life's work before then. And you saw something in me at a time in your life when you were transitioning into a new stage of yourself.
Because for me, things weren't changing.
And you were like...
That's the irony. Or maybe not the irony. For me, at 30, everything was changing. And for me, at 45, I was in what I think, not just me, a lot of people are the treadmill of life. And if I don't hit pause and say, I don't know what. Maybe I didn't know what the thing is.
I don't know what. I don't know what in the pause. This pause.
Just pause and reflect on, is what I'm doing personally, professionally, of service to who I really am, and of service to my loved ones and to the world. So I don't think I was really searching or looking. You used to say, like, this is so good for you because you're restless in your life, and I'd be like, I am.
Well, sometimes we can't see ourselves in that way.
Exactly.
But you were.
And looking back, it was, from the outside, things probably actually looked like a lot of boxes were being checked, but my own creativity and my own confidence in doing what I really wanted to be doing on my own was unleashed as a result of you saying, let's do this.
We had the key for each other. It's true, right? We did.
In the beginning, when we first said, let's plan a retreat for women.
And I was like, for hundreds, and you were like, what?
And we said, if we can get 100 people to come all at once to celebrate themselves and each other and to learn, then let's just start with that. And we did. I think the first year 125 women came from all over the Northeast. And then we learned a lot of what people wanted and what really, really creates a transformative retreat. And so we did it again. And each year about a handful more came, until now we average about 150 women from all over North America come to the Pocono Mountains for this experience. Some of them come back year after year, and every time there's new people who come.
And every time the people who come are anew in some way.
Yeah, it's never the same combination. We've had hundreds of day retreats, one-day experiences where women had the chance to just press pause for one day, step away from all the plates they keep spinning in order to focus on themselves.
Yeah, and receive care.
We've had, I think, hundreds of online experiences, a heavy dose during the pandemic, but then we realized, wow, we can create transformative experiences online, and we've continued to do so. So hundreds of online workshops. I'm also really proud that we've given thousands and thousands of dollars of scholarship so that people who would not otherwise be able to have this experience have been a beautiful part of it all. And we've raised over $20,000 for Days for Girls, our impact partner, which the ripple effect of menstrual equity and period justice is profound worldwide. And that's not just us, that's everyone who's come to our retreats and supported and learned about Days for Girls. And actually, just to forest bathing speak for a moment.
Nature speak.
To speak about nature, trees, the nutrients are flowing, the mycelium, mycorrhizal mushrooms are sending messages. All of this is happening, and when the tree holds still, it is then able to spread its branches and grow taller by receiving the benevolence of the nature around it. And we are programmed, and oh my gosh, society reinforces that you have to keep working so hard, that you have to fit in 10 more things in order to achieve whatever. Personal, career, to get better sleep, you have to do 10 more things now. Like, what about holding still? And that doesn't mean shutting down. It actually is receiving by opening. And I think that is what I know that is what we are experiencing with the evolution of the weekend getaway. That it's time for us to pause and be still and okay with the not knowing.
Yes.
And use it also as a moment to stand in all of it and celebrate what was, as opposed to keep hustling for the next thing. People have been asking me, of course, like, what's next? What's next for you? What's next for Rachel? What's next for Rise? And it's like, wait a second. Just remember, we're a retreat business. We're all about the recharge and the restore, and a deconstruction of hustle culture. And so we also have to practice and embody that, because like any small business, there's a ton of behind the scenes work, and it can start to dull our sparkle. Not burn us out, but it can tend to get you on a treadmill. And I know there's a future for each of us individually, and for what we've created so far to become something else in some way, but I don't know what that is. And so when people ask, I say, I don't know.
And then I'm like,
and I don't say it like that.
You, Tami.
Yeah, and I don't say it like that. I don't go, I don't know. I go, don't know yet. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And this has taught me that I have talents and resources and support that I know of, and also that I don't even know of yet. And so those things will come.
I think that this is part of the message of change for that we've been able to remember through coming to this, is that you don't have to know what's on the other side. You don't have to see it so clearly. Just one step forward at a time. Be still, and then one small step forward at a time based on what you feel is guiding you inside yourself from within.
I imagine a lot of people can relate to that.
Right.
That they just feel they have to do this thing, whatever the thing is. They're not sure why, but they know if they do the thing, that the rest will follow.
Everything will reveal itself in due time, that as it's supposed to. And we're just leaning into and trusting that process.
One thing that you taught me almost a decade ago was that it was time to take my dream off the back burner. And I'm very proud to say that we built something truly special. And my invitation now is to others to take their dreams off the back burner. Join us in September to become more of who they are, to embrace change.